Well, first thing, Coach, I mean, obviously the defense is the defense we've seen all season. What's happened with the offense? I mean, they're attacking more. It seems like a lot more is being done, like maybe like with Kyla. But how has it changed in the last couple weeks?
I really think our kids are just more confident. I think they've seen success and have been a little bit more bought in to how we're attacking and just using our aggression to be able to get to the free throw line more, to be able to, make better reads, and then obviously just being able to even kick out to shooters. I just feel like our kids are just in a better space, and they've just caught on. Their flow's just gotten a lot better.
Is it easier to play carefree at this point too? I mean,
For sure. I for sure think that, our time in the conference tournament, I think brought about some urgency and maybe even some finality, if that's a word, about the season being over. And I think our kids, really started enjoying playing together and seeing them be successful. And so now that they get this opportunity to continue to play into postseason, I think that they are just really enjoying the moment and enjoying each other and playing for the love of the game, which is really how it should have been played with all along.
obviously Jordan can't play in this
Yeah.
basketball game, which kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But what can she provide for you guys as far as familiarity with the program and everything involved?
Yeah, I mean, little tidbits, right, that we
Yeah.
just don't know. I mean, she was with them every single day for a while, so even in scout, she could give us some tidbits here and there on personnel and what they like to do, and obviously just encouragement and belief that we can win at Florida.
Coach, you talked last week about, of course you wanted multiple players in double digits, and it seems especially in that Virginia Tech game we saw it, but it was even those players that really haven't had a lot of playing time, they felt the confidence to take up those shots. So just what does it mean to you seeing that right now in the tournament and those shots falling for those players?
Yeah, I love the fact that we've got some kids stepping up and different kids, and it's taken some pressure off of Jazzy and Bailey as well, which we knew it would if that would happen. And so I think they're just being confident and taking advantage of their opportunities. When we met before we left for Wyoming, we talked about who was active on our roster, and that if you were active, you were going to get minutes. Like, that's what postseason is for, especially in the WBIT. We have an opportunity to get some kids some significant minutes and just some significant opportunities. And I love the way they've reacted and responded and taken advantage of that. And they're playing their roles to a T, and are really just celebrating each other's success. And that's been a lot of fun to watch.
And then it seems like, every win, these girls are holding on to it for dear life going into that next game, just using that as momentum, as fuel. How are you wanting them to use that Virginia Tech win into a tough Florida team who won right there at the buzzer?
It's just confidence, right? It's confidence, momentum, just belief. I love the fact that after wins, obviously they're celebrating, but they are immediately focused on the next one. I mean, when I took Bailey out of the game, the first game at Wyoming, she was like one down. Like, there was no smile on her face. It was one down. And, after Virginia Tech, it was two down. And I just love the fact that they're focused on that, and they're focused on extending their season and wanting to win a championship.
Coach, the momentum is there. You come in and you beat the seeded teams. What have you learned so far, just into this tournament about playing away games against non-conference opponents that you're not necessarily familiar with?
I think that our kids have taken all the adversity that they have gone through this year and have made sure that they have learned from it and are putting it to good use. I mean, we've had so many travel woes this year that it's just been unbelievable. And so the fact that we're on the road is just, it's just rolling off our back, the fact that we're playing in front of hostile crowds, it's just, we're embracing that. And they're loving it. They're loving that time together. They're loving the opportunity. And they're just really enjoying, like I said, going into battle together.
And just from your viewpoint, when we look at Florida, what have they done particularly just well, and what's kind of the scout been like for this week?
Yeah, Florida is athletic. They're really athletic. They like to run in transition. They've got some really good individual players that were going to give us a problem if we don't keep them in front of us. And so, we're going to have to slow them down and make them play half-court basketball as far as their offense goes. We can't let them get in a running game, and we'll have to keep them off the free throw line, and we're going to have great ball control against them. But they are a good basketball team. They're doing the same thing we're doing, is trying to make something out of maybe a disappointing regular season conference play.
And their freshman guard, Liv McGill,
Yep.
is a big part of their offense. I believe is their leading scorer.
Yep.
How crucial is it just to limit her play, and how are you going to do it?
Yeah, we've got to slow her down for sure. I mean, we're not going to be able to do that with one person, and but we are going to be able to, I think, get in some gaps and slow them down a little bit, and make sure that they are taking the shots we want them to take. And again, we can't let them get in a track meet with them.
And what have been some things that you seen from your team this tournament that have just really exceeded expectations?
I just love the togetherness that they're playing with. I love the belief in one another. I love that they are super unified, and that they're just playing with a lot of joy and a lot of passion, and all the things that we've known they could do all season long. But for whatever reason, it's clicked in March, and it's a pretty good time to click.
Bailey and Jazzy been getting at it through postseason play in the conference tournament and the WBIT. Just what about their performances have you just appreciated the most?
I just love how calm they're playing. They're playing with a lot of intensity, but yet they're not getting rattled. They're playing with a lot of leadership. They're playing with a lot of composure and a lot of determination. And they're being super coachable. They're being fantastic teammates. They're really just playing free, if you will, and playing together. And I love that about them. I love that they're having some success.
And when we look back at that conference tournament, it was kind of tough playing 3 games in as many days. Just there's more time in between now. How you use the time off? Just kind of prepare for this matchup.
Yeah, so we've been trying to get our legs back under us quickly and staying in a rhythm and shooting and not keeping them out on the court long. I mean, by this time, it's about prep. It's just about scout prep. It's not about really refining anything that you're doing. So I love that our mentality. I love how focused they are in scout meetings. I love that they're loose when we get on the court and we get in and out of practice. And to be honest, the 3 games in 3 days at the conference tournament didn't bother us at all, and I would have loved to have seen them play a 4th, because I didn't ever see them. That they never used it as an excuse, and I never saw them really get tired. I thought they were super determined and showing a lot of toughness, a lot of mental toughness that they've developed over the year.
No. Obviously, you're focused on one thing. I also know if things go well, you'll be going straight to another location. Maybe not for the girls. It might be the coaching staff more, but what would it mean to play a basketball game in Hinkle Fieldhouse?
Yeah, so cool. I mean, it would be such an opportunity for our kids to be in a Final Four, right? And then in that historic venue would be incredible. And it's the road warrior mentality, and just an opportunity. Whatever opportunity's in front of you is the one that you got to take. And they have done that so far, and I hope they get the opportunity to play there.
Anything else? All right, thanks.
All right, thank you guys.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.